I'ma just bounce to the music. And I'ma just bounce to the music. 7 Lakes, boy, you know that it's too lit. 7 Lakes, you ain't ready for that new shit. The game, but I'm feeling like the new kid. You a lame.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Layla. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button below. I upload every Sunday and Wednesday. I just finished filming a rant video. So if you guys have seen that already, I hope you enjoyed. But today's video is going to be a story time on the one time that I stole my neighbor's wedding ring. Let's just go ahead and get started. I can explain myself, okay? Story actually got told so many times over the years when I was little and I was growing up, and my mom, you know, wanted to find a funny story to tell whoever it was that she was talking to. She would always tell them the story. Okay, so this happened when I was about 6 or 7 years old, so I knew exactly what I was doing. I lived in a really small town in BC, Canada, and my neighbor had 2 kids. One was like 2 years younger than me, and the other one, her little sister, was 2 years younger than her. So this girl, let's name her Emily. Okay, so Emily and I used to hang out every single day after I had school because she was 2 years younger than me. Like I said, I was in like grade 1 and she was in preschool or something like that, so she would have half days, and every time I would come home from school we would just, you know, be outside and play and everything. So she would get me into so much trouble, this girl, like, oh my gosh. And my mom always knew it was her because I was such a good kid until this girl like came into my life and I started becoming really rebellious. Not really rebellious, but like I just would do stupid stuff, and she always knew it was Emily that had convinced me to do this. And my mom would always be like, you're older than her, why are you doing this stuff? Why are you letting her basically boss you around? She's 2 years younger than you, what are you doing? So we would do stuff like sneak into my neighbor's yard. My neighbor had this like insane yard with like, you know, the prettiest trees and like garden gnomes and pathways. It looked like a mystical garden, and living in a small town, yards were like huge. Living in a city, your yards are like really tiny, but when you live in a small town, you have more land to deal with. So his garden was literally like something out of Narnia or something like that. Like, it was insane. And we would sneak into his yard, and like he would catch us sometimes and, you know, tell my parents, tell her parents, like, your kids are not supposed to be in my yard, like what if they get hurt, blah blah blah. So, you know, we would just do really stupid stuff together. And so it was her birthday and I was invited to her birthday, of course. We had probably like 8 or 10 other people at her party, other children, and her mom was just the only adult that was there because other moms would just drop off their kids, etc. So it was just all children and then her mom. So we had, I think we had like pizza. Fun fact, when I was little, I would only eat the crust of the pizza and I would not eat the cheese and sauce part. I was so weird. And now I'm the complete opposite. I don't eat the crust, but I eat the cheese and sauce. So we had our pizza, and then she gave us our goodie bags, you know, those goodie bags that you would get at every single childhood party. These goodie bags, there was a ring, like a cheap plastic ring with like, you know, one of those like fake rhinestone stones in it. And there was like candy and other stuff like that. So the ring is very important, just remember that, okay? And Emily's mom, we're gonna call her Melissa. So Melissa was like, does anybody need to go to the bathroom? Because we're all like little kids, right? So she was like, yeah, actually I'm gonna take you all to the bathroom and then we're gonna do the piñata. So Melissa's house had 3 bathrooms. 1 on the main floor and 2 upstairs, and she just divided all the kids up and she lined them up at each bathroom door, and she was like, you know, wait your turn, blah blah blah, wash your hands. And I got put in the line of children in her what's it called, on her ensuite bathroom in her room. So there was like me and 2 other kids, okay? So I was in the front of the line. I went in first, and I don't know if you guys did this as a kid, but literally I was so fascinated with like lotion, shampoo, shower gel, etc. Stuff that smelled nice, and I would like make these potions. I would literally make these potions in the sink and pretend I was a witch or something like that. I know, so weird. My boyfriend used to do the same thing, so this isn't even like, I think it's like a childhood, like a I don't know, I think it's just a kid thing, okay? I would literally like open up everybody's shampoo bottles and everybody's conditioner bottles and just like smell everything, and that was just me. That's what I would do in the bathroom basically. So I see this little jar and it's like a white jar and I think it's face cream, okay? And I'm about to like use it on my hands, like I'm about to wash my hands with this like maybe shampoo and conditioner mixture that smells really nice, and then I was gonna put on some cream on my hands. So I open this container and there's her wedding ring inside it, and I look at the ring that's in my goodie bag and I'm like, this is a piece of like, really, like I want this one. I think it's prettier, I think it's shinier, and I want it, and she's probably not gonna notice if I take it. So I take it and I put it in my goodie bag. I get out of the bathroom. So we do like the piñatas and everything, and the party is like just winding down. Melissa goes upstairs into her bathroom and she notices her ring is gone. So she tells everybody like, can you help me find it? Can you help me find it? Blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure she knows it's me. Literally all us children like help her try to find it, but I know where it is, obviously. I knew I was in trouble at this point and I didn't want to return the ring directly to Melissa, so I was thinking that maybe on my way home, since I lived right next door, I would just like casually put the ring in the grass or something like that, and she would find it, you know, and she would be like, oh yeah, you know, it probably fell off my finger, blah, 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 nobody stole it. So that's what I was planning to do. So I told Melissa like I had to go home, blah, blah, blah. Melissa was like, okay, you know, I'll walk you home because, you know, this happened and I don't want you walking by yourself, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, it's okay, like I live right next door. I walk home all the time by myself. So at this point, I knew Melissa knew. So she ended up walking me home. And she told my mom like, oh, I had my ring in the bathroom and it's not there anymore, I lost it, so, you know, keep an eye out for it, blah, blah, blah. And my mom is like, okay. So I run into my room, I take my goodie bag and I throw it into this like toy laundry machine that I have. So I have this like play washing machine slash dryer, and I threw the goodie bag inside there, and I'm like trying to think about how I'm gonna get this ring back to Melissa. So my mom goes into my room and she's like, hey, so what did you get in your goodie bag? And I'm like, oh shoot. And I take the goodie bag out of my washer and knew that the ring is in there, so I kind of like start pulling stuff out that is not the ring. So I pull out like chocolate, I pull out, you know, some like small dollar store toys, and I pull out like a fake plastic ring, and I'm like, this is what I got. And she's like, can I see the goodie bag for a second? And when she does, of course, the ring is at the bottom of the bag. And I got in so much trouble for that, you guys. Oh my gosh. So my mom made me go to Melissa's house with the ring. She calls Melissa and she's like, I found the ring in her goodie bag, I'm gonna come over and drop it off. So me and my mom go over to Melissa's house and I apologize for it, and Melissa was very understanding. She was just like, you know, I understand that it looks like the rings that come in the goodie bag, and she was probably confused and she took it by accident, blah, blah, blah. But so yeah, like I felt super awkward going there afterwards. I felt super awkward going into her house. I felt super awkward running into her because of that whole ring situation, you guys. So yeah, after that whole situation, my mom always retold the story with her friends and everything like that, and she was always like, I don't understand why Melissa would leave her ring in the bathroom, like why wasn't she wearing it, blah, 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 like why would you leave it in the bathroom when you have children over, like of course that's gonna happen. So afterwards she kind of did forgive me and found the story really hilarious. So that's it. That's pretty much the story of the time that I stole my neighbor's wedding ring, and I hope you guys enjoyed this story time, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.
In the end, it's him and I. He's out